Sports and Gaming Network fans. My name is Darian. I'm the face of the Shadow Sports and Gaming Network. Yes, I am. Yes, I have officially dropped my name. And today will be episode 2 of this series I have with the Omaha Bulls. There you go. And here is game 2. I let it play a full game so that we could watch it. We have the New York Jets and your Omaha Bulls. So let's see. So we're gonna go ahead and go through with this game. I will be doing the commentary. I do have my drink when I need it. Excuse me. But yeah. So without further ado, let's get started. Of course, I will have to set this up though. So um, there's our quarterback, Will Levis, and also excuse this sniffling. It is early in the morning, so. DeAndre Hopkins, and there's the Jets, and there's part of the Jets defense. Here's our stadium. No, let's get started. Super thin. Isn't that the slow? There we go. And then end of game. Well, with the kickoff, we are underway from Omaha. Jets return at their own 9 and run all the way up to their own 28. Here comes the Jets offense led by the man, the myth, the legend, Aaron Rodgers. I do have respect for Aaron Rodgers. He's an extremely good quarterback. All right, here they go. Here they go. Line up for their first possession of the game. Rodgers drops back to throw. Throws it over to the 5, whoever that is. I don't know. And he will gain 8. I thought he was hurt for a second. Like, yeah, here we go. They line up again. Looks like an I formation. Movement in the back. Looks like it's one of the tight ends. The snap. Jets hand it off, and they will not get it. Here are our here. Yeah, last week we had 3 injuries. Here we go. They line up again. Rodgers back to throw. Reception! And the Bulls will start it! Chidobe Woozy! And the Bulls have it at the Jets 44. And here comes our offense, led by our quarterback Will Levis and Calvin Ridley and wide receiver Calvin Ridley. Oh, first turnover on the game, just a couple plays in. They line up. There's motion in the back. That's Okanowo. Levis throws it over the middle. That's gonna be caught, and that'll be a gain of 9. That is Trey Burks. I'm pretty sure his first name's Trey. Man, that shows how well I know my own roster. No, my own team's roster. Motion again. They run ahead off to Spears, who will get up to the 25. Up to the Jets 25. We are almost in the red zone, which is at the 20. It starts at the other team. Levis drops back to throw. Throws it over. Caught! And that will be a gain of 4. Puts him up at the 20 at the New York Jets 21. And we will go through 2 games today. Levis makes the handoff. Throws. Caught by Hopkins down to the 1. Down to the Jets 1 yard line. First and goal for the Bulls. They line up. Levis snaps, throws over, and touchdown! Omaha Bulls! Traylon Burks! Kick is up, and it's good. 7-7 Omaha Bulls. 5 plays, 44 yards, a minute 16 on time of possession there. And it all started thanks to a diving interception. They kick it off again. Jets get it from their own 7. Take it out all the way up to their own 29. Here comes Aaron Rodgers, who threw the interception because obviously he's the quarterback. Maybe the coach will want to go to the bank to find a new quarterback. He's fun. He thinks he's fun. Rodgers drops back the throw. Rodgers escapes the pocket and throws a first down. Great read there from Aaron Rodgers as that is Lazard that catches it. Here we go. They line up again. 3 wide receivers on the far side of the screen. Tight end there, obviously. Tight end looks like the block. And Rodgers drops back to throw again. Throws it over. Caught! That was not Lazard's. What a read by Rodgers. He's picking this Bulls defense apart. Moves it all. Wow, the big play there. And now the Jets are at the Bulls 32. And the snap, Rodgers hands it off. Hands it off the Hall. Is Hall. And that's Brees Hall, 16 rushes for 65 yards and 2 touchdowns last week. Here they go. They line up from the Jets 20 from the Bulls 26. Snap. Rodgers drops back to throw. He throws it to Brees Hall, who will pick up the first down and move it up to the Bulls 21. In the comments, hang on, Rodgers drops back to throw. Throws it, and it is knocked down. Anyway, like I was saying, go ahead and comment down below what you guys think of of my commentary for these videos. Go ahead and let me know. They line up again. Brees Hall in the back. They hand it to him. Brees Hall. He gained nothing. He gained maybe an inch. But now the Jets are officially in the red zone. Because it says they're at the Bulls 20. Rodgers drops back to throw. The O-line being able to not be able to get back there, and that'll be a first down as Aaron Rodgers gets them down to the Omaha 11. So here we go. 1st and 10 from the 11. They can get a first down without scoring, but I know Rodgers would love to throw a touchdown. Throws it over the middle, caught, and so Gage Jr. So number 8 with the touchdown reception. Rodgers gains his first touchdown pass of the game. Great drive by the Jets, and it ends in point. They line up for the PAT. It's up, and it's good. We are tied at 7, folks. 8 plays, 72 yards, 2 minutes, 9 seconds of time on possession that drive. So everyone, as you watch these videos, make sure you have your popcorn. Some of these games may be good as the Jets kick it off. Bulls, we receive it at our own 5. He runs it up, gets all the way up to about the 26. Yeah, about there. About our own 26. And here comes Will Levis. Let's hope he doesn't throw an interception. Unlike last week where I think he had 2. There we go, Levis. The snap. Fakes the handoff. Drops back to throw. Throws it over. That's going to be caught by our tight end. That is Chigozine Okonkwo. And last week, again, 9 receptions for 139 yards and a touchdown reception as they gain 9. Move up to their own 35. Levis, 3 receivers on the far end of the screen. They hand it off to Spears. He gets the first down. First down and gains 2 yards. Now they're up to their own 37. Levis hands it off to Spears again. He only gains a single yard, moving them up to their own 38. 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. We are tied at 7. 3 wide receivers on the far right of the screen. Levis changing plays. The snap. Levis drops back to throw. Throws it. That's going to be caught. That is Calvin Ridley, and he will gain a good bit of yards for the first down. Now they're on the Jets' 46. 16-yard gain there. Those are great read by Levis. I truly think Levis has a talent for making these reads. 2 wide receivers on the near end of the screen. 1 off screen. 1 wide receiver on the far side. That is Calvin Ridley, and he gets another catch for a first down, moves it up to the Jets 35. Also, go ahead and put in comments if you want to possibly see one of my puppets with me on the broadcast. Levis drops back to throw, and it is. That's caught by Calvin Ridley. Another kick for him. That's another first down, and they move up to the Jets 17. They are in the red zone as they line up on first and 10. Two wide receivers on the far end of the screen. The snap. The throw. Caught. That is DeAndre Hopkins, who will gain 9 and move on to the Jets 8. Yeah, I'll go ahead and answer those questions for me in the comments. Here you go. They line up. Motion in the back. That's Treylon Burks. They fake the jet sweep, and it's Spears who will run and get the first down. And now they're first and goal on the Jets 5. Here they go. They line up again. 3 wide receivers plus the tight end, Okonkwo, Spears, but they drop back to throw. Caught and don't ask why I said it like that. He reached there for Will Levis to find Calvin Ridley open there. And so what a great read by Will Levis. They line up for the PAT. It's up. And it's good. 14-7. Omaha Bulls. 9 plays, 75 yards for 2 minutes and 17 seconds on possession that time. Also, be alert. Tonight, I'm planning on doing a broadcast for Game 5 of the NHL Stanley Cup Playoffs, Toronto and Florida. And yes, I will be in my Leafs jersey. They see the Jets get it, and they will get it up. Oh, football on the kickoff! Bulls get it! Bulls get it! Oh, football at the kickoff! And the ball, and oh, here comes the offense again. 4 wide receivers plus the Concord, the tight end. Hopkins in motion. The receiver plus the running back and the tight end. The throw. That's going to be caught by Spears, and he will gain about 4. He will gain 4 on the play. Move him up to the Jets 22 after the fumble. Fumble on the kickoff. 2nd and 6. They line up. Spears in the back. 3 wide receivers. The snap. Spears. He gets it, but will lose a yard. But does lose a yard on that. They line up. 3 wide receivers. Spears in the backfield. Okonkwo ready to block. Levis drops back to throw. Levis escapes the pocket. He takes off. 20, 15. He gets down all the way to the New York Jets 10 for first and goal. Your Bulls are in the red zone, and we have an injury. That is number 54 on the Jets. But we will be checking the injury reports next week. See who all got hurt for both teams, including my own. Levis drops back to throw. Go. Get Shay, and the lead extends to 13. What a read by Will Levis to find Traylon Burks open on that slant style route. And they line up for the PAT. It's up. And it's good. 21-7. Omaha Bulls. 4 plays, 26 yards. And it said pretty much like they forced up the time of possession that drive. Here you go. The Jets, they don't fumble the kickoff this time, thankfully, and they will start from their own 26. Here comes Aaron Rodgers. He didn't get to see the field last time because his team fumbled. Fumbled kickoffs. That's rare. Rodgers drops back to throw. He throws that. Oh, wow. What a big tackle. That looked like a WWE spear. You're allowed to do that in Madden games. There's a wide receiver off screen near the bottom. Wide receiver up top, but they hand it off to Brees Hall, who runs and gains a first down and moves them up to their own 38. I'm talking about the Jets right now. Which they want a manageable third down, but now they got first down. They've handed back off to Brees Hall, who will lose a yard, push them back to their own 37. That is going to be a tackle for loss. They line up. They line up 3 wide receivers plus the running back and the tight end. The snap. Rodgers drops back to throw. That's going to be caught by 83, and he gets tackled after a gain of 5. Moves them up to their own 43. Here we go. Rodgers drops back to throw. Throws it over to Lazard on the screen. He takes off, gets past midfield, and moves up to the Omaha 47. That's a first down. Also, let me know in the comments if you want me to do like this, but with an NHL league with all college teams. Rodgers snaps, drops back to throw, throws it over the middle. That's gonna be caught, but in a gain of 8. That is number 5. That is number 5 again. That is Wilson. And no, not Tom Wilson from the Capitals. Also, hang on after the play. Look, they hand it off to Brees Hall, and Brees Hall will not get the first. But anyway, we had the big news in the NBA last night. The once in the East, Cleveland Cavaliers are out. Pacers eliminate them. You know, Rodgers drops back to throws it off. Now it's gonna be Wilson to get on the catch, and he will gain the first down, moving them up to the Omaha 31. Hmm. Yeah. Also, Stars take care of business last night. 3-1 win over the Winnipeg Jets in the NHL, which is hockey. Rodgers drops back to throw. Caught. That is good, but that's a tackle, but that is Garrett Wilson on the catch again. First down, and they move up to the Omaha 21. But you can check them up scores. I'm not gonna rattle them all off. Brees Hall is handed the football from Aaron Rodgers, and he will gain 5 as we have reached the end of quarter number 1. Here's going the first quarter. 21-7. Omaha Bulls. And then there is that touchdown throw. Touchdown throw to 87. I already forgot the guy's name. How about that? Here we go. Jets still do have the ball. Now we switch sides of the field. Here we go. 2nd and 5. They flip the play. Wide receiver coming down here. Wide receiver coming down here. 1 wide receiver. 2 wide receivers over there. Rodgers hands it off to Brees Hall, who will gain 4, and they are up to the Omaha 12 and in the red zone now. So here we go. 3rd and 1. 3 wide receivers plus the tight end. Brees Hall in the backfield. The snap. They hand it back to Brees Hall. He will get the first down and move up to the Omaha 9. 1st and goal for the Jets. So great play calling so far this drive by the Jets. You can tell they really don't. You can tell they won't sell for anything less than a touchdown. Rodgers grabs it, drops back the throw, and that one. He drops it. That is Williams, and the guy from Omaha helps him up. What great sportsmanship! 2 wide receivers on the near side of the screen. Brees Hall in the back. Probably 3. The snap. They hand it off to Brees Hall, who gets tackled for a gain of 1. Gain of 1 and moves up to the Omaha 8. Here we go. Wide receiver on the far end of the screen. 2 wide receivers on the near end of the screen. Brees Hall in the backfield. The snap. Rodgers drops back to throw. That is not good. That is knocked away. Williams again intended to target Williams, but it doesn't happen. What a play by the Omaha defense, and the Jets will have to kick a field goal. This is a chip shot. The snap. It's up, and it's good. 21-10. Omaha Bulls. Here we go. And the kickoff. They receive at their own 7. Here come the Bulls up all the way to their own 35. Great return there. And here comes the Omaha offense. Will Levis is perfect so far for passing. 12 for 12. 117 yards, 3 passing touchdowns. Here we go. 3 wide receivers plus the tight end Okonkwo. Spears in the back. They the play action. They make the handoff. Traylon Burks who has 2 touchdown receptions. Will catch that one and will gain 4, moving them up to their own 38. But because of where they started, that's why they gained 4. Levis hands it off to Spears. Spears will gain 2 yards, moving them up to their own 41. Again, I've already explained why it does that. I don't know why it does that. EA, please fix that. Levis snaps it, drops back to throw. Levis looking for an open target. He has to throw it away. 4th and 4. Omaha will be forced to punt. Yep, Omaha will punt. The snap and the punt. So Jets will have a chance here, and it will go over the end zone, and that will be a touchback. And the Jets will start at their own 20-yard line.
Down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw in their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to.
If the Jets want any sort of hope before the Bulls come back out, they need a touchdown. Rodgers throws it. Deep shot knocked away. Incomplete pass. That is Brown on the deflection. We have more total yards and more total passing yards. Rodgers, only one in the backfield. The snap. Rodgers jumps back to throw. Rodgers looking for a target. Takes the dump off and will get a gain of 3. Move them up to their own 23-yard line. They line up again. Brees Hall in the backfield. Possibly 3 wide receivers on the near end of the screen. 2 off screen. Rodgers drops back to throw. That will be caught. That could be a first down. That's the tight end. That is 89. The tight end. Here we go. Here they go. They line up again. 3 wide receivers on the near end of the screen. One off screen. Brees Hall into the backfield. The snap. Rodgers drops back to throw. Rodgers throws. Caught. And that will be a first down and a big gain there. That's Garrett Wilson on the catch. And they move up to their own 46. That's a big gain there. Gain of 16. Exactly what they need here. Here we go. They line up again. A bit of an I formation. They change plays. Garrett Wilson in motion on the other side. The snap, the play action. Rodgers drops back to throw. Throws it. Now be incomplete pass and a bit of a late bump there, but no flags. Garrett Wilson on the far end of the screen. 2 wide receivers on the near end. 1 wide receiver off screen. Brees Hall. The snap though, Rogers drops back to throw. That's gonna be caught by 87 again. And that is gonna be a gain of 2. And they move it to their own 48. Here we go. Brees Hall in the backfield. Garrett Wilson up top. Two RC possibly off screen. They were just in the line of scrimmage. There you go. That'll be a first down, and they move up to the Omaha 40. That is gonna be guys Gage Jr. again with the catch. He so far has the only touchdown reception on the Jets roster for this game. Rogers with Brees Hall in the backfield. The snap. Rogers drops back to throw. Looks, he finds Williams and he catches it and he will gain 10, but he's inches short. They move up to the Omaha 30, but they need to get this to get it. Two wide receivers near the screen, one off screen. Gabriel's up top. The snap. Rogers drops back to throw. Jeremy Rucker, the tight end, and this is now a one possession game. Oh, a read from Rogers to see Rucker wide open near the end zone, throws it and it's caught. What a great play there by the Jets. With 6 minutes to go, it's gonna be a 4-point game if they make this PAT. It's up. And it's good, but there is a flag. Kickoff. That is a roughing the kicker call on the Bulls. Caleb Farley.
So they tag him for roughing the kicker, and now this kickoff's going to come from the 50.
Kickoff's gonna come from the 50-yard line because of the call. That's how it works. I want to know that's how it works. So it is up. So they kick it off, and it will go into the end zone in the back, and they will start from the 30. 30 based off this new kickoff rule for touchbacks, which is kind of more rare now, which does not happen much in this game off kickoffs. I've noticed from my other franchise, the Omaha Snowhawks. Here you go, they have more yards and more passing yards. Here you go, Will Levis is out there. 3 yards on the far end of the screen. The snap, Levis drops back to throw. Levis, guy's gonna be thrown and caught for a gain of 6. That is Calvin Ridley again. And they move up to their own 36 here with less than 5:50 to go. With 5:45 to go here. Levis, the snap. They hand it off to Spears. Spears runs. They will get a first down, moving them up to their own 43 here. And Spears has had a lot of success today in Pollard's absence. They line up again. One wide receiver on the end of the screen, 2 on the far end. Spears in the backfield. It's Levis, the snap. He actually hands it off to Spears, and that will be a gain of 2, moving them up to their own 44. 2nd and 8. Here they come. 3 wide receivers on the far. 3 wide receivers plus the tight end. Plus the running back on the near the screen. Okonkwo and someone else on the far end. The snap. That was Hopkins in motion. He hands it off. He throws it off to Hopkins, and that will be a gain of 1, moving them up to their own 45. It's now 3rd and 7. That is Gardner on the tackle. Line up again. 3 wide receivers near line of scrimmage plus Okonkwo. Spears in the backfield. Levis takes the snap. Drops back to throw. Levis looks, can't find someone. Throws. That's going to be caught by Spears, but not enough for the first down. They get to exactly midfield, but that's where the drive will end as it's 4th and 3 unless they go for it. I don't see them going for it. Yeah, it's too early in the game, so they'll just punt. So the punt is up, and it will go out at the New York Jets 33. So here comes Aaron Rodgers, 18 for 24 so far today, 187 passing yards and 2 touchdown passes. 1 to Gage Jr., then the most recent one to Herbert, to tight end Herbert. They hand it off to Brees Hall, who will lose 2. That is number 39 on that. That is Joseph Day on the tackle for loss. And now it's 2nd and 12 from their own 31 as they line up here. 2 wide receivers, plus the tight end, obviously. Brees Hall in the backfield. Rogers, the snap. Rogers drops back to throw. That's going to be caught by number 10, and that'll be a gain of 4. That is Lazard. And it'll be a gain of 4. They move it to their own 36. The snap. Rogers drops back to throw. Rogers throwing. Oh, the middle. Clock. Big play there. That is Lazard again on the catch. First down, moving to the Omaha 34. What a big chunk play there by the Jets that they desperately needed. Yes, more episodes of the Ball State one are Ball State Rebuild will be coming up soon. I've just been too busy. I've just been extremely busy. Getting this series ready. But tomorrow we'll film one of those episodes. Brees Hall, and Brees Hall it gets it and will gain 4, moving them up to the Omaha 31. Second and 6, and of course my controller battery is low. After this play, I'll quickly change controllers. Rogers drops back to throw. Rogers runs. Front will scramble and will gain 8. 8 at the 32 with 3 minutes to go. Up to the Omaha 26. I have my other controller ready for when this one dies. Rogers drops back to throw. Rogers, that's gonna be dumped off and will be caught for the first. That is the tight end. That is Rucker. Oh, we'll go and put that there when it dies. Hello. Roger hands it off to Brees Hall. Brees Hall takes off to the outside along the sidelines, and he will be second in inches. Up to the Omaha 12 or the Jets. Jets could take the lead here. Keep in mind, it was at one point it was 21-7. But Brees Hall takes that's not Brees Hall. That is number 0. But they will still get the first down as they get to the Omaha 6. Here we go. They line up a bit of an eye kind of formation. Maybe more like a pistol formation. 2-minute warning. 2 minutes before halftime here in Omaha. 21-17. First and goal. They line up. 4 wide receivers plus the running back. Rogers drops back to throw. Caught. He's touched. Gary Wilson on the reception, and the Jets take the lead here late in the first half. Rogers makes a great read and puts them in front here as they line up for the PAT. It's up, and it's good. 24-21. New York Jets. 9 plays, 68 yards, 2 minutes, 26 seconds. Time possession. Sorry, that was my bad. Kick is up. Kick is up for the kickoff, and they receive it at their own 6. He takes it up, gets past the 30 and up to their own 32, and here comes Will Levis in the Bulls offense. Here we go. They line up. They line up here. 2 wide receivers in the far end of the screen. One on the near end. Spears in the backfield. Well, Evans drops back to throw though. Throws it over and out of bounds. That's an incomplete pass. Looks like he was hit as he threw it, and that will be an incompletion. We got 2nd and 10. They line up. Levis only one in the backfield. The snap. Levis drops back to throw. Looking for a target. Throws. Incomplete. Incomplete. 3rd and 10. Will this be a 3 and out for the Bulls? This is not what they need right now. Levis drops back to throw. Don't. Caught. That's Calvin Ridley as he gets into the New York Jets to 48-yard line. Time, and the Bulls will use a timeout. Here we go. Line up. Will Levis only on the backfield. Hopkins in motion. The snap. Levis looks to throw. Hopkins caught. And that will be a first down to get up to the New York Jets 30-yard line. It's only a matter of time before the controller jump put on the Charger dice. Levis. Gone. That's going to be caught by Hopkins. It will be a gain of 7. Line up. Levis drops back to throw. Levis looks for a target. Can't find one. Runs a little. Caught. And that will be a first down. And they move up to the New York Jets 19. And they will use another. And Omaha uses another timeout. Here goes. Spears only one in the backfield. Let Spears and Levis only in the backfield. The snap. Levis drops back to throw. So, first down. Not a touchdown yet. First down. First and goal here from the New York Jets 9. And here we go. They line up Spears. Spears and Levis in the backfield. 3 wide receivers plus Okonkwo. The snap. Levis drops back to throw. Caught. That'll be good gain. Gain of 7. That's Calvin Ridley again on the catch. I'm just gonna let that controller charge. No huddle. 16-second runoff. That's fine. That's fine. Levis drops back to throw. Levis throw. Interception. Zone. Levis throws an interception in the end zone. Big interception for the Jets to stop Omaha from getting the lead going into halftime.
They're going to get shots taken in the end zone. Instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeover.
That is Omaha's first turnover of the game, and the Jets will take a knee, and we are at halftime. So we will. So 4:21. Now let's get you to the coachman to get you our look around the league week 2.
So let's get to it. We'll begin up at legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay. And it's a Colts. Snap one. Josh Downs.
13-10 so far, Colts.
From there, we head south to Texas. Check on the Cowboys at home.
Saints Cowboys. 21-7. Cowboys going into half.
Visiting New Orleans Saints. Brandon Cooks, a touchdown reception. Lastly,
here we go. 14-3 Browns with a minute 5 before half. Sean Watson with a touchdown pass. And a pass, and Nick Chubb with a touchdown run. Here's that big play there. And here we go. Welcome back to Bull Field. Welcome back to Bull Field here in Omaha, Nebraska. And we are underway for the second half. And they will receive it at their own 3. He runs it up, gets all the way up to their own 27. And here comes Will Levis in the offense. Levis, he has had some success here today. Traylon Burks has also had some success here today. Two touchdown receptions. And here they go. The Bulls line up again. Will Levis only one on the backfield. They change the play. Spears on the backfield. Levis drops back to throw. Caught by Traylon Burks. That's not Burks. That is Okonkwo, and that's a gain of 6. And they move up to their own 33. Here we go. Levis with 2 people in the backfield. Levis drops back to throw. Looking for a target. Can't find one. Escapes the pocket and takes off. Levis gets a first down and will get up to their own 40. And what a big play there for the Bulls.
Reed isn't there. Isn't there. You can use your legs to make
3 wide receivers on the near end of the screen, 1 off screen. Levis drops back to throw. Levis looks for a target. Can't find one. Takes off. Levis, he will gain 7, moving them up to their own 47. Will Levis, 2 rushes in a row, and now it's going to be 2nd and 3. Spears in the backfield. 3 wide receivers on the line of scrimmage. 1 with a Okonkwo, who's the tight end. They hand it off to Spears. Spears, he will get the first down and move up to the New York Jets 49. Here we go. Spears in the backfield. Hopkins on the near end of the screen. 2 wide receivers on the far end. The snap. Levis drops back to throw. Levis looks for an open target. He's got one. That is Okonkwo on the reception, and that will be a gain of 7. Move them up to their own to the New York Jets 42. Sorry, still in the morning. Motion from Okonkwo. Levin hands off to Spears, who will move up to to the New York Jets 34, and that'll be a first down for Omaha. There you go. Levis, only one in the backfield. Spears and Okonkwo on the near end. Hopkins in motion. The snap. Levis drops back to throw. Throws it to Hopkins, who will lose 3 yards on the play, moving them back to the New York Jets 37. You could barely see like what yard they're on, so that's why I'm saying it. So, Spears in the backfield is Levis. Levis drops back to throw though. Levis looks for an open target. Can't escape the pocket. That's gonna be a sack. Slow him down to the Jets 45, but we have an injury. Now number 54. That's Kinlaw. Third and 21. Look, lined up for 4 verticals. The snap. Levis drops back to throw. Levis, he gets smacked again. Smacked again. Moving back to the 50. And the Bulls will have to point. That is Williams. That is defensive line Williams. I'll call the other wide receiver Williams because I don't know either of their first names. I should really. But in the punt, move them, and the punt will go to their own 19. Here comes Aaron Rodgers. Rodgers drops back to throw. Looks, clock. He moves all the way up to their own 39. That is wide receiver Williams that time. And that is 24 on the tackle. Here we go. Jets do lead in total yards and pass yards. They hand it to Brees Hall though, who fights his way up and gains 4 up to their own 42. That is Murray Jr. again on the tackle. He has, I think he's had 3 this game. Here we go. Rodgers drops back to throw, takes the dump off, and now be a completion in a gain of 2. But and 3rd and 4 though. On their own 44, Rodgers drops back to throw. Rodgers goes, clock. Now it'll be a first down. And they will move up to the Omaha 48. That again. And that's Gals Garrett. One receiver on the near end, 2 on the far screen. Brees Hall in the back. Levis drops back. The throw. That was good. That is fought to Lazard, and that'll be a gain of 7 up to the Omaha 42s. Here we go. 2nd and 3. All wide receivers and tight end on the line. They hand it off to Brees Hall. Brees Hall, who gets the first down and keeps going. He gets all the way down to the Omaha 33, and that'll be a first down. Here we go. Garrett Wilson, the wide receiver on the near end. Brees Hall. There, drops back to throw. That's gonna be caught in another first down. That is Gage Jr. again. Up to the Omaha 22. One receiver on the near end, 2 on the far end. The snap, they hand it off to Brees Hall, who barely gets a yard, moving them up to the Omaha 21. Well, it's gonna be 2nd and 9. Here we go. Here we go. I formation. Rodgers, the snap, the play action, fakes the handoff. Rodgers takes off, runs, and will gain about 6. It'll be 3rd and 3 up to the Omaha 16. Here we go. Rodgers drops back to throw. It's a screen up over number 0. Stop. Gets cut. And he is tackled at the Omaha 1. 1st and goal.
That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
Question is, will they decide to do a QB sneak? Or what will the play call? Will they run it or pass it? What will the play call be? Here we go. They line up. Corner receiver on the far end. Snap. Goes back to throw. Oh,
Big chance. Push their lead.
that is Mike Williams. The catch.
Right on the edge of the goal line for first and goal. And I don't know about you, partner, but that surprised me that they just threw it in. No attempts at running it. Yeah, I think it is so hard for these defenders. You got to be so.
That extends the lead. It's up and it's good. 31-21 Jets. So right now, 11 plays, 80 yards, 2 minutes, 56 seconds up. Time of possession there. It's the kickoff is up and it will be taken at the Omaha 4 and he will take it all the way up to the Omaha 26. And here comes Will Levis and the offense. A punt is not what you want after being that close. Here you go. They line up again. Here you go. Levis in the snaps it. Drops back to throw. Throws it to Conquo, who will gain 5 and move them up to their own 31. Be second and 5. Yeah. Here you go. Second 5. Bit of an I formation. Well, somewhat of an I formation. The snap. Play action. So that is gonna be a first down. And that was White on the catch. Here we go. The line up. The 3 wide receivers plus the 3 wide receiver. 3 wide receivers on the other line. Spears in the backfield. Motion from Okonkwo. The snap. Levis drops back to throw. Looks to throw. Caught by Hopkins. And now we get him on the Jets side of the field and move him up to the Jets 44. That is a first down for the Bulls. Here we go. There's the replay of what just happened. Great read there. Here we go. They line up again. Levis drops back to throw again. Throw caught. That is gonna be a gain of 6. And that was Calvin Ridley again on the catch. Here we go. The snap. Levis drops back to throw. Levis caught. That's caught by Calvin Ridley, and he gets like WWE speared again. Speared for the first as they move up to the New York Jets 32. They line up again. Hopkins on the far side of the screen as wide receiver. Spears in the backfield. The snap. They hand it off to Spears. Spears can't find a room and will lose 2, moving them back to the Jets 34. I thought Spears was hurt there. No. Levis. Motion from Okonkwo. The snap. Levis drops back to throw. Looks for a target. And overthrows it. 3rd and 12. Here we go. Levis, only one in the backfield. Levis changes plays. The snap. Levis drops back to throw. Looks for a target. Throws. And that was going to be caught. That is caught by Calvin Ridley again. First down and down to the Jets 20. They are in the red zone. Bulls are in the red zone.
Trying to make this throw without kick straight, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page because that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
All right, Traylon Burks on the motion. They hand it off to Spears though. They fake that and gain 5, moving them up to the New York Jets 15. 2nd and 5. TJ, I think they pronounce it. TJ Spears, a lot of success so far. Levis on the RPO, throws it to Taco, takes off, touchdown! Chigozie Okonkwo, the tight end! It's now we won. Of the right read from Levis. And he finds the end zone. There you go. And here comes the PAT. It's up. And it's good. It's a field goal game. Also, I like the stadium that I chose for that. It's up, and it is caught, and it is taken up their own 7, and they will get up to their own 25. So that's where it was when the contact was made. And here comes Aaron Rodgers, 29 for 35 with 293 yards and 4 passing touchdowns on the day. So, the Pat Rogers looks to throw. That's caught by Garrett Wilson, who has a touchdown reception as they move up to their own 39. And it'll be a first down. I know. I actually sound non-biased. Shocker. Rogers, the snap. Rogers drops back to throw. That throw goes off someone and will be incomplete. I couldn't see who it went off of. Two wide receivers on the near far end of the field. One was on the near side of the throw, and that one is caught for the first. Great throw there by Rogers. Here we go. Rogers looks like that is Brees on the backfield. The snap. Rogers throws it over to looks to be the tight end. Yeah, that is the tight end. That's Rucker. First and 10 up to the Omaha 40. Rogers ready to snap the ball. Brees Hall in the backfield. The snap. Rogers hands it to Brees Hall, and that will be a gain of a yard up to the Omaha 38. Rogers drops back to throw. So that is caught, and that will be a big gain up to the Omaha 23 are the Jets. Here we go. They line up. One wide receiver on the far end of the screen. They hand it to Brees Hall. No gain as we reach the end of the third quarter. They maybe lost an inch, so now they're back to the Omaha 22, going into the fourth quarter. Here we go. What can the Bulls make the comeback? It is not over until 8. The score is extremely bad. Or B, the clock hits zeros. Or 4 zeros. Rogers on the RPO. Throws it over. And that is Mike Williams on another reception. And that'll be a gain of 8. Up to the Omaha 15. On Rogers, throw. What? Wilson, second touchdown reception of the game.
Names that belong on the playbook for this lead we've got here, but his name belongs on the marquee as he brings in his second touchdown grab.
And now the lead has been extended.
Two-score game. He's been one of the key actors throughout. Appreciate the honesty.
Rogers has been making some great reads so far. It's up. And it's good.
It's good. And the Jets make it a
38-28 Jets. We are back to a 10-point contest. Here we go. The kickoff happens, and the Bulls will receive it at the wrong about 8. So yeah, they said the 8. So that he gets up to the Omaha 29, and here comes Will Levis in the offense, ready to take over. Here we go. Levis looks like maybe he's changing plays. Levis, the snap, drops back to throw. Throws caught by Calvin Ridley. Now be a gain of 5, moving them up to the Omaha 33. Well, to their own 33, I should be saying. Levis drops back to throw. Looks to throw. Caught by DeAndre Hopkins. That'll be a first down, and they move up to their own 40. Jets will start playing a little more aggressive. There is motion from Hopkins. The snap. Hopkins. It gets the catch. and we'll gain some yards. That'll be a gain of 3, moving them up to their own 43. There you go, Levis, the only one in the backfield. The 3 wide receivers and Spears on the line. Levis drops back to throw. Caught by Okonkwo, and that will be a, a gain of 6 up to and 3rd and 1 up to their own 48. Spears in the backfield. 3 wide receivers near the offensive line. The snap. Levis hands it off to Spears. Spears doesn't get the first. No gain. No gain. And the Jets get a big stop and a chance to extend the lead. Let the Bulls go for it. I don't see him going for it, but crazier things have happened. They are going for it. Here we go. One receiver on the far end of the screen. The snap. Hands it off. They get it. The first down. Up to their own. Up to the 50. What a great play call. Here we go. They line up again. One wide receiver far off screen. The snap. They hand it off to Spears. Spears takes off. It will gain 10, but it won't be enough for the first. Second and inches. Up to the Jets 40. Here we go. The snap. Levis hands it off to Spears again, who can't find any running room, and that will be a loss of 3 back to the Jets 43.
It's amazing how field and how fast
The snap. Not the snap yet. Sorry. That was free. My bad. Levis in the backfield with number 25. The snap. Levis throws it. That caught, and that'll be a first down. And up to the Jets 37. First down, Bulls 7 with 7 minutes to go. Here we go. Levis near the offensive line, ready for the snap. The snap. Levis makes the handoff. Waits. Throws. Caught. And now the Cowboys really on it for a gain of 2 up to the Jets 35. Here we go. Spears with Levis in the backfield. It's the snap. Levis drops back to throw. So, that's Traylon Burks. Gains 7. Up to the Jets 28. Traylon Burks, keep in mind, has 2 touchdown receptions on the day. Spears in the backfield along with, looks like one of the wide receivers. The snap. They hand it off to Spears. And they get the first down. Move up to the Jets 26. And that will be a first. Spears has helped get a lot of the first downs this drive. Here we go. Levis snaps it. Fakes the handoff. Wait. That's top by Okonkwo. Moves up. Down. And they get out of bounds. Down to the Jets 14. In the red zone. Here we go. Levis, only one in the backfield. Hopkins, in motion. The snap. Levis looks to throw. Incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Here comes the second down call.
We go. Levis only in the one in the backfield. The snap. Levis drops back to throw. Down! Calvin Ridley on the catch again! Up to the Jets 3-yard line. There you go. Looks like 3 wide receivers maybe on the far end of the screen. The snap, the toss, it's to the outside. Can't gain any room. Loss of a yard. Down to the Jets 4. Up to the Jets 4, I should be saying. Oh yeah, it'd be down to the Jets 4. They line up again. 2 wide receivers on the far end of the screen. Bit of an I formation. The snap. They hand it off to Spears. That's not Spears. 3rd and goal now they're back to the Jets 5. Here we go. Spears in the backfield. The snap. Looks to throw Levis. Levis can't find one. Throws it. Caught. Touchdown. Oh, three touchdown receptions on the day.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
They can tack on one more now, bring things back to within a field goal.
Kick is up, and it's good.
Kick from the field goal. We tie this game in the fourth.
3-point. This is a field goal game. Kickoff. And it is taken from the 5. Here, he brings it up all the way up to the Jets 29. Here comes Aaron Rodgers and the rest of the Jets offense.
Continue to own this defense.
Rodgers snaps it on the RPO. So that's gonna be caught, and now will be a gain of 4 up to their own 33. Second and 6. Rodgers drops back to throw. Looks caught. That'll be a gain of 5 up to their own 37, 31. This would be a big stop here for the Bulls. Snap. Rodgers drops back to throw. Caught. That'll be a first. And it's going to be 83 again on the catch.
You know, kid, they say a dog is a man's best friend. James, it's a QB's best friend.
Thinking bad jokes on the EA broadcast. Rodgers hands it off to Brees Hall. Moves it up, and they will get it to their own 48. Gain of 4. Second and 6. Jets trying to just drain the clock and get the victory. Rodgers drops back to throw. Look, throw, caught. Now that is a gain of 5 again. They're up to the Bulls 48. Third and 1. The snap. Hands it off to Brees Hall. Brees Hall will get the first and will move up to the Bulls 44. We have an injury. It is number 76. Rodgers drops back to throw. Looks caught. And that will be a gain of 3 up to the Bulls 41. They are in range to kick a field goal. Hit more. I'm guessing now the no huddle. Rodgers. Wait. Takes the read option himself and will gain 2. Third and 5 up to the Bulls 39. We have hit the 2-minute warning. We go. 2 minutes to go. The snap. Rodgers drops back to throw. Thrown and incomplete. The Bulls force them to kick a field goal. No, they're not even in range. They will have to punt. Punt goes up. And it will be out at the 7. Here comes Will Levis, Calvin Ridley, and the rest of the offense for the Bulls. Here you go. The snap. Levis drops back to throw. Throw up by Calvin Ridley. That'll be a first down and up to their own 19. They do have time. They don't have to use timeouts yet. Levis one in the backfield. The snap. Levis drops back to throw. Looks, can't find someone. Throws it. And almost caught by Treylon Burks, but the defense was there. Incomplete. Second and 10. Spears with Levis in the backfield. Motion is Okonkwo. The snap. Levis drops back to throw. Looks. Throw. That is caught by Hopkins. And he continues fighting for the first down. Timeout Bulls. Minute 14 to go. Up to their own 31. Levis drops back to throw. Looks. Throw. Caught. That looks like Hopkins again. And timeout Timeout Bulls. Game 9. 1:07 to go. They are up to their own 40. If the Bulls can get in field goal range and then potentially kick the game time field goal and send the game to overtime. Levis with it. Levis drops back. It's a sack. 3rd and 10. The snap. Levis drops back to throw. Look, throw, and it is. Whoa! And they get down to the Jets 30. A chunk play. 46 completions. Most completions in a single game by a quarterback in the NFL. Will Levis take a bow? A chunk play. 1st and 10. 1 timeout left. The snap. They hand it to Spears. Spears gets 7. Levis second run off. The no huddle. The snap. Levis drops back to throw. Looks. Can't find someone. Throws it on the run. He throws that ball away. 3rd and 3. They're up to the Jets 24 still. Here we go. 17 seconds left. Levis. Motion from a tight end. That's number 84. Snap. Levis drops back to throw. Looks. Throws. And it is. It's 4th and 3. The Bulls may kick a field goal, which yes they will. Timeout Jets.
We see that, bro. Remember the terror that I felt this ball. Let that ball go.
Here we go. Jets did call timeout before the field goal, trying to help them secure the win. Kick is up. And it's no good. Oh no, it is good. It is good. We are tied at 38. Oh my. Kick is up. And it is in the back of the end zone. Up to the 30. Jets have time to possibly get a couple more good plays off. The snap. Rodgers drops back to throw. Throw caught. And they will get up to the Bulls 44 timeout Jets. Or timeout White. Rodgers drops back to throw. Caught. And we are going to overtime. And after 4 quarters of play, we are still tied. Which means we get some extra football. We are going to overtime.
So as we go for this coin toss, Brock.
The coin toss to determine who gets the ball first.
First scores a touchdown. The game is over. But if they only kick a field goal, their opponent gets it with a shot to win or tie. And if we play beyond those 2 possessions, the next score would then win.
Bulls will receive the coin toss. Jets defend. No, Jets will receive after. Bulls will receive after winning the coin toss. Jets elect to defend left. Here we go. Overtime. Kickoff. Brings it up to the Omaha. Brings it up to their own 27. Here comes Will Levis. 6:52. Left it overtime. Because it's half. Half of the actual time. So, here we. No, it's. I don't know how they do it for the overtime, like for the clock and overtime. Here we go. But anyway, I formation. Levis. The snap. Takes the first handoff. Hands off to Spears. And that will be a loss of 2, dropping them back to their own 24. Here we go. They line up again. 3 wide receivers on the near end. 2 off screen. Spears in the backfield with Levis. The snap. Levis shots back to throw. Looks. Throw. That's caught by Calvin Ridley. And Calvin Ridley will gain 8 on the play. 3rd and 2. No, he gains 10. 3rd and 2. So because of the tackle for loss. Tackle that one back to up there on 34. Levis. Motion from Hopkins. Levis takes the snap. Takes the first handoff. Breaks the first clock. Oh! It takes off to the sides to the Jets 15. Jump play there! What a read by Lewis!
That's a play for him. The most completions in a single game.
It feels like this was communicated beforehand. I didn't play. Listen, running everything through you. You're carrying us. And to his credit, this quarterback brought his A game, some of the best throws of his career.
We go. Levis takes the snap, hands it to Spears. Spears, and will gain 6 up to the Jets 9. They are still in the red zone after that big chunk play from Levis to Okonkwo. The snap, Levis hands it off, and that will be 3rd and inches up to the Jets 6. And we have an injury. That is 25 for us. I can't remember the guy's name. He is shaking a little. So here we go. All we need is a touchdown, and this game is over. The snap, Levis, over. Chigozimo Okonkwo with the game-winning reception is 2nd of the game. What a game! What a game we just had and we just witnessed. History. Madden NFL 25 in-game history was made. 48 completions. Breaks the single game pass completed passes record. And here's just some of the highlights. What a game we had. So the Bulls pick up the win. They're now 1-1 on the season. Jets are 0-2. Let's just get to the end. Well, I don't really care. Here we go. Oh no, I do. This week the Bulls get the Packers. Let's check this week. Let's go to the injury report. So Pollard, he is out for another 2 weeks. Tyler Boyd is out for a week with a torn labrum. Nick Charles is still out with broken ribs, and Marlon Davidson is out with an abdominal tear. Oh, that sounds painful. And Pollard is still out with that broken thumb. Let's go check the Jets. Their biggest injury was Tyrone Smith, who has a torn labrum. He is out for 3 weeks. So, oh crap. Let's go quickly check to see if the Packers have any injuries. Yes, they do. Halfback Josh Jacobs is out this week with a back strain. Cornerback Eric Stokes is out for 3 weeks with a torn labrum. How many people can tear their librums in football? And then Tyus Bowser is out for the season with a torn rotator cuff. He's out the length of the season. That is a big subtraction for the Packers. So here we go. I told you folks you were getting 2 games, and darn it, I was right. But this game, we are wearing the alternates, the navy helmet, the navy helmet, the gold jersey, the navy blue, and the navy blue pants with the gold socks. So I hope you all are ready for some more football. Let me go make sure the camera's fixed still. Well, come on. Come on. You can do it. Whatever. So there's Will Levis, who so far is 94 for 119 in passes. There's DeAndre Hopkins, and there's the Packers defense. Here come the Packers out of the tunnel, and the crowd boos. How about that? Kate, Scott, and Brock
Forward on the EA Sports broadcast. You're listening to the broadcast of the Shout Sports and Gaming Network, and here come your Omaha Bulls. Jordan Love versus Will Levis is your quarterback matchup. Let's go ahead and get this to where we could just watch it. I don't want to play every single snap. Well, that would get boring. No. There we go. Have it set up, and the kickoff happens. Week 3 is underway for the Bulls. Packers take it from their own 5 all the way up to their own 30-yard line. Here comes Jordan Love and the rest of the Packers offense. Jordan Love, 45 for 50, 43 for 55 so far this year. So Packers line up for their first drive. 1st and 10, starting from their own 30. Jordan Love takes the snap, hands it off to the halfback, and that will be a gain of 1. And they move up to their own 31. They line up again. Halfback still with Love in the backfield, and they hand it off to him. And that will be a gain of 2. That is Lloyd with 2 rushes for 3 yards so far to start the game. Up to their own 33. The snap. Love drops back to throw. Looks to throw. Caught. That is a big play. Big gain here. Up to the Omaha 40. Big gain there. That is Watson on the catch for the Packers. After the catch, getting that far up before finally being brought down. Great stuff. All right, here we go. They line up again. Halfback is still in the backfield with Love. Love takes the snap, hands it off to the halfback, and that'll be a loss of 1 back to the Omaha 41. That's Lloyd. Lloyd in the backfield with Love. 2 RC on the far end, 1 on the near side. Snap. Love drops back to throw. Looks, throw. Down to the halfback. That is Lloyd. And he will move up to the Omaha 36. That's a gain of 5. Third and 6 here. Snap. Love drops back to throw. Looks to throw. Caught. Now is Lloyd again. Move up. And that's a first down up to the Omaha 26. Lloyd, 2 catches so far and 4 rushes. Here we go. Love with Lloyd in the backfield. The snap. Hands it off to Lloyd. Lloyd takes off, and he will get up gain 5, moving up to the Omaha 22. Go. 2nd and 5. 1 receiver on the near side, 3 on the far side. Lloyd in the backfield. The snap. Love drops back to throw. Looks. Throw. Caught. Then he will move up to the Omaha 9-yard line. That is Reed. Reed on the catch. Love. Drops back to throw. Looks to throw. Can't find an open target. Takes off. And touchdown. Green. Jordan Love, the rushing touchdown. And the Packers score first.
Well, you couldn't ask for a game than that. Taking it all the way down the field and finishing with 6.
These opening drives cater for such tone setters. It is why every offense loves to strip their
They line up for the PAT.
knows what's coming. Allows you during the practice week to get
It's up,
even better when you're
and it's good. 7-0 Green Bay. So Green Bay to start the game. They take the Bulls get it. Excuse me, and they will get up their own 25. And here comes Will Levis in the offense for the first time this game. Here are his stats: a 9 passing touchdowns to 5 interception ratio. Not terrible.
As he led them to a win, he kept pushing higher and higher. 300 yards, 350, 400, and he Levis still driving the ball.
Here we go.
It's Damon.
And Levis, so that is caught, and that will be a gain of 7, and that is White again on the catch. His first reception of the game. We move up to their own 31.
It's up second and very manageable. Creates space.
And Levis takes off. Levis, run, take off, 44, 50, down to the pack, down to the Green Bay 48. What a run by Will Levis. First down, Omaha.
He got such an option from San Diego. And not even his best taking himself.
First and 10, all set up in the 48.
So they line up again. 2 in the backfield, 3 receivers on the far end of the screen. The snap. Levis drops back to throw. Look. So that is 20, 15, 10, 13. Oh. It's Jace.
Showing up a slightly different dimension.
The chunk play. The chunk play. I was meant to get on their side. Turns into a touchdown, and the Bulls have a chance to tie this game.
Would be really get the ball in the game. That's well done.
Snap. It's up, and it's good. 7. We are tied at 7. 3 plays, 76 yards in just 47 seconds. So, Bulls get ready and kick it off. Taken from the 3. Here it goes up and gets all the way up to the Green Bay 30. And here comes Jordan Love and the rest of the the rest of the Packers offense.
Gets into it, everything's touchdown here.
Here they go. They line up. Put in the backfield still. It's not. There's motion there. Watson. Watson's giving. Love chucks it deep. Incomplete. Looking for a huge chunk play, but instead it's an incompletion. 2nd and 10, but bit of an I-like formation. The snap. Love. Hand it to Lloyd, and who has 5 rushes for 6 yards, but he loses a yard there. Up to their own 29. 3rd and 11. The snap. Love drops back to throw. It's a screen. Throws it off to Lloyd, who will not get it. 4th and 4. Up to their own 36. That is a big stop there for the Bulls defense. And they punt. And the Bulls will receive it and will bring it up to their own 30. So same starting position as the Packers, but this on their side of the field. Tyjae Spears, the 48-yard touchdown reception. No, Jaylon Burks in motion. The snap. Those are the Burks, but that is a loss of 7 on the play. They move back to their own 23. What a tackle for loss by the Packers, and a big one that they needed. The snap. Levis looks to throw. Levis on the opposite hand. That one he dives and knocks that away. That is number 7. Or 7, 3rd down. 3rd and 17 from their own 23. Levis, only one in the backfield. The snap. Levis drops back to throw. Looks, can't quite find the target. He takes off. Levis gets it. He gets the first down onto their own 41. What a run there by Levis, and now it's him and Spears in the backfield. Levis, there's motion in the backfield. Fakes the first one, hands it to Spears. Spears gains 5. Tyjae Spears last week had 19 rushes for 60 yards in that overtime win for the Bulls. from the in the pass off the pass from Levis to Okonkwo for the overtime win. Levis, the snap, hands it to Spears again. Spears gains a yard, moves them up to their own 47. Walker with the tackle. Third and four. Snap. Levis drops back to throw. Looks, throw, caught. That is Okonkwo again. Stays on his feet, gets down to the Packer 35. An 18-yard play there and gets him on the Packers side of the field.
They're set up at 35 now.
Snap. Levis drops back to throw. Looks, can't find someone, so that one is thrown and will be incomplete as he is hit while he throws it. Levis drops back to throw. Looks on the screen. Finds some space at Spears, and he will gain 6. Moves them up to the Packers 29. Levis drops back to throw. Looking for a target. Finds one. That's caught, and that is Calvin Ridley. And that will be a first down up to the Packers 17-yard line. Levis changing plays. Levis hands it off to Spears. And that Spears gets all the way. Touchdown! Omaha Bulls! A rushing touchdown now by Tyjae Spears. His second touchdown of the game. What a play there! That is his second of the game. He has a one receiving touchdown and a now rushing one. The extra point is good. 14-7 Omaha. 10 plays at 70 yards in just 2 minutes and 40 seconds. 14-7 the score. Kick is up. And it is taken from their own 3. He brings it up all the way up to their own 31, and here comes Jordan Love of the offense. What in the backfield with Love. Motion from number 81. The snap. Love drops back to throw. Looks, throws. Caught, and he will be brought down immediately, but that is a gain of 6, moving them up to their own 36. Lloyd on the other side now. Love drops back to throw again. Throw. Caught. That's a first. And Brown brings it down for his third tackle of the game. But that is a first down. They move up to their own 46. Lloyd in the backfield. All 3 wide. Love drops back to throw. That is caught, and that will be a gain of 8. That is Jaden Reed on the catch again. Last week he had 6 receptions for 82 yards. Second and 2, snap. He hands it off, and that will be a first down, as that is Lloyd again as they move up to the Omaha 40. Here they go. Lloyd in the backfield again. Love hands it to him. Lloyd takes off, gains 8, up to the Omaha 32. But we have an injury for the Packers. That is number 71. Love with Wood in the backfield. There is motion. That is Jaden Reed. The snap. Fakes it. Throws it to Reed. Reed gets up to the Omaha 24, and that will be a first down for the Packers, for Green Bay. The snap. Drops back to throw. Has that, and that is incomplete. I would love a drop back to throw, obviously, because he's the quarterback. But 2nd and 10 now. Snap. Love. Drops back to throw. No! Sack! Todd Murray Jr. on the sack. Loss of 8. They're dropped back to the Omaha 32. Kenneth Murray Jr. on the sack. What a sack by Kenneth Murray. The snap. Drop back throw. That is caught by Lloyd on the halfback screen. And they will get to the Omaha 23. But now they are in some trouble. As they are now forced to kick a field goal instead, and this still is a no gaming. The kick is up, and it's good. Carlson with his second field goal, with his second kick, with the second attempt at a field goal made, but first one was a PAT. Now they are up. Omaha gets it from their own 6, brings it up all the way up to their own 28. Here comes Will Levis in the offense to take over. Omaha leads in total yards, and like Green Bay leads in passing yards so far this game. Levis drops back to throw. Looks, throw caught by White, and that will be a gain of 2 up to their own 30. Blade Walker on the tackle. 2nd and 8. 3 wide receivers on the far end of the screen. Snap. Levis drops back to throw. Looks, throw, and knocked away. Incomplete. And that was Cooper on the deflection. That it makes the pass incomplete. Levis drops back to throw again. Levis throw caught. Not a bounce. That was DeAndre Hopkins, and that will be a first down as they move up to the Green Bay 41-yard line. Big play there. Here we go. 10 seconds left in the first quarter. Levis with possibly one more play. The snap. Takes the handoff. Levis looks to throw. Throwing caught. And that will be a first down as we have reached the end of the first quarter. That was Calvin Ridley on the catch. 14-10. Omaha Bulls after the first quarter. First quarter of play. Go. Here we go. We switch sides of the field. 2 wide receivers on the far end of the screen, 1 on the near side. Spears in the backfield. Levis takes the snap and hands it to Spears. Spears takes off and will get it will be 2nd and inches. And they will move up to the Green Bay 20. The snap. They hand it to Spears to finish off the run, and they will gain more as that is a first down, and now they are in the red zone, up to the Green Bay 16. Will Levis only one in the backfield. Motion from Spears, who joins them there for a split second. Now throw is caught by Calvin Ridley, and they'll be 1st and goal up to the Green Bay up to the Green Bay 6. Excuse me. Here, 10-yard gain. Here we go. The snap. Hands it to Spears, who gets tackled immediately after the handoff. That is Gary on the catch. No, they're back. They're moved back to the Green Bay 9. Loss of 3. Make sure everything stays on. The snap. Hands it off. And he will gain 1. 3rd and goal. Up to the Green Bay 8. Here we go. Only way they're getting a first down here is if they score. Levis looks to throw. Throw is incomplete. Nearly a touchdown, but instead they will have to kick a field goal.
Kick here. Come right now.
Kick is up,
The kick flag
and it's good.
lead.
17-10, your score.
You know they're upset from finish drive with a touchdown. It's only the points, but at least there's something to show for the possession.
Listen now. It's
All right, here he comes up, and he gets up to the Green Bay 28 as here comes Jordan Love in the offense for the Packers. Last time they were forced to punt. Excuse me. Last possession was a field goal. Love hands it to Lloyd. Lloyd moves up a little bit and will gain 3, moving them up to their own 31. Landry the third on the tackle. I'm a little tired. Love fakes the handoff. Love looks to throw. And that's going to be caught. And a big play here. Up to the Omaha 42. That is number 81 on the catch.
It's a game of 27 yards to move the chain.
I can't see his name. His last name. A great throw there by Jordan Love. Now you're gonna Lloyd in the backfield. Jordan Love takes the snap, fakes the first one, and then hands it to Lloyd, who gains 5, moving them up to the Omaha 37. Negative 5. 2 receivers on the far end of the screen, 1 on the near side. The snap. Love drops back to throw. Looks, throw. Caught. Now it's gonna be dropped. It's dropped, and that will be an incomplete pass. Jordan Love with it. Lloyd in the back. Jordan Love waits. There's motion on the top. For Love. Drops back to throw. Looks. That's a completion, number 87, and that will be a first down. And they will move up to the Omaha 30. Love hands it to Lloyd. Lloyd, he gets tackled for a loss of 2, and they will be moved back to the Omaha 32. Key on the tackle. A tackle for loss. Jordan Love was the only one in the backfield. The throw is caught, and that will be a gain of 5. Moving them up to the Omaha 27. Here we go. 3rd and 7. All 3 wide receivers on the far end of the screen near the line. Because at the screen. Wait, that's Lloyd. Get down to the Omaha 6. Get down to the Omaha 14, and they will be in the red zone.
We've heard it said that the league's platform football is the team sport. And a well-run screen like that is the ultimate doing their job.
Keeping this drive moving.
One in the backfield with Love. 2 wide receivers on the far end. 1 was on the near side of the screen. The snap. Love throws it, and that will be a gain of 2. And then move up to the Omaha 12. Two wide receivers from the near end of the screen. Lloyd with Love. The snap. Love drops back to throw. Looks for a target. Throws over the middle. Caught. Caught. And that will be a gain. That will be a good game there. Then for the Omaha 3. 1st and goal. Here we go. Lloyd in the backfield. Love. Hands it to Lloyd. He gets it. Oh, Lloyd. A touch. Green Bay. A.J. Dillon on the touchdown run. The opening was there. I'm shocked it wasn't Lloyd. Did Lloyd get hurt during. Anyway, the PAT is up. And it is good. We are tied at 17. 11 plays, 71 yards, and 2 minutes and 52 seconds. The kick is up, and it is taken from their own 3, moved it up to the Omaha 27 on the kick return, and here comes Will Levis and the rest of the Omaha Bulls offense. Last time it was just a field goal. They wanted to do better than that. The snap. They hand it to Spears. Spears takes off and will get the first down, move them up to their own 40. And we have an injury. That is Clark. That is Clark of the Green Bay Packers. Yet another injury. That's their 5th injury of the season for the Packers. The snap. Levis takes it himself. That was the wrong read, and that'll be a loss of 3.
This one for a big loss.
It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of PK Trap. Right, Randy. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another kid at the end.
Levis fakes the first handoff, looks to throw, throws it to him anyway, and he will gain 4, moving them up to their own 41.
Tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9.
Snap. Levis looks to throw. Throw is knocked away. That'll be an incompletion, and that will also be a stop for the Packers defense, as the Bulls will be forced to punt.
The Bulls setting up their punt team. Keyshawn Nixon returning to
The kick up,
times in the red line.
and as a fair catch, as it will go into the end zone. Here comes Jordan Love, who so far is 16 for 19 with 163 passing yards.
And BC's begun the game. He is in line for a special type of performance if they need to keep moving until the end.
Love takes the snap, drops back to throw. Looks, can't find someone. Finds someone deep, and it is Christian Woodson. The one play, deep ball, touchdown pass.
Long drive there, partner, because only took them a matter of seconds to go all 80 yards.
A one play, 80-yard touchdown pass in barely any time. And the kick is up, and it's good. 20 in just 8 seconds. One play, 80 yards. That has to be a record. But the Packers do take the lead. Carlson kicks it off. Bulls will take it from our own 5. And he brings it all the way up to the Omaha 27. And here comes Will Levis, Tyjae Spears, and the rest of the offense. There's Calvin Ridley. Here we go. They line up. Tyjae Spears and someone else in the backfield. The snap. Levis fakes the handoff. Waits. Can't find someone. Levis decides to take off. Levis, he will gain 4, moving them up to their own 31.
Especially in a situation like that, it's a good thing you woke up to able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving.
Here you go, Levis hands it off to Spears, and Spears will gain 1, moving them up to their own 32. 3rd and 5. 4 minutes and 5 seconds before halftime. Packers with the 24-17 lead. Levis drops back, throw. That throw is caught by Okonkwo. That is Chikozima Okonkwo with the catch. Our tight end. And it looks like Levis was bumped a little after he threw it, but no flag. But no flag for good reason. The snap. Levis drops back to throw. Bumped a little again after he caught it, and that is Okonkwo again on the catch. But that will be a gain of a yard. And they are now up to their own 42. Interesting formation here. Levis, only one in the backfield. The snap. Levis drops back to throw. That is caught. And that is Okonkwo again. That is Chikozima Okonkwo again. His 3rd reception of the game, and they are now up to the Green Bay 41 and a first down.
Reach out on the offense to move chains of early downs.
Oh, and Levis takes the snap, and Tyjae Spears gets no gain. And that is second, and this stays 2nd and 10. The snap. Levis drops back to throw after faking the handoff. Throws it over to Spears. Spears, he gains 6 on the play, moving them up to the Green Bay 35. 3rd and 4. Here, Levis drops back to throw. Looks. Can't find someone. Takes a sound. Knocking them out of field goal range. And Omaha will be forced to punt. That is Quay Walker on the sack.
Everywhere, clogging up every passing lane. Well, same thing when you drop back, nowhere to go but for a sack.
Ryan Stone now, on the punt. And he wants to hit his second ever just as well as he hit his first. Absolutely crushed his first punt, and here's another huge one.
This one is pretty much a touchback because it went out at the Green Bay 20, and here comes Jordan Love and the rest of the offense. Here we go. Bit of an I formation here. The snap, he hands it off. And he's brought down, and that was not Lloyd. That was A.J. Dillon again. We'll have to figure out what happened with Lloyd. We are at the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes before halftime. Where, again, you will get an update from around the league thanks to Jonathan Coachman. Wait. Caught, and that will be a catch. Here we go. Jordan Love waits, looks to throw, and now is caught. First down. That was Christian Watson on the catch there. First. Jordan Love on that. Passes to Lloyd on the screen. There he is. And that will be a gain of 3, moving them up to their own 40. Minute 15 to go before half. Snap. Jordan Love. Waits. Drops back. Deep ball is dropped. Almost caught by Dobbs. I think it's Dobbs. But it was dropped. 3rd and 7. Minute 5 to go before half. Love. Only one backfield. Drops back to throw. Looks. That one is caught, and that'll be first down, and they move up to the 50-yard line. A minute 1 to go before half.
Anticipating the outcome.
Here you go. Jordan Love takes the dump off, and he'll be brought down the Omaha 45. Timeout Whites, a.k.a. timeout Green Bay. The first time out of half after gaining 4. 2nd and 6. 57 seconds to go before half. Love takes a snap. Drops back to throw. Look. Throws over the middle. Caught. And he will be brought down. They do not elect to use a timeout.
Sure seems like it is exactly what it should.
Move up to the Omaha 36. Here we go. 40 seconds before the end of the half. Throws it over. That's Jaden Reed on the catch, and he will be brought down after a gain of 3. Moves up to the Omaha 32. Timeout White, aka timeout Green Bay. Don't ask me in the comments why I did that. I don't know. This is me. That's fine. 31 seconds to go before half. Jordan Love drops back to throw. Looks. Can't find someone. And he gets sacked. Loss of a yard. And they do not like to use a timeout. But that is Simmons on the sack. What a sack. Huge Huge sack. Jordan Love, only one in the backfield. The snap. Drops back to throw. Looks. Takes off. And he will not get it. 4th and 1. They do not like to use a timeout. They're up to the Omaha 27. They could put this game, make this a 2-possession game. Timeout, Green Bay. Here we go. It's up. And it is good. 27-17 going into halftime. Let's throw it down to Orlando, all the way down to Orlando, Florida, like a football 4 verticals pass. And let's get our halftime report. Coachman, take it away. It's 14-3 Colts.
Michael Thomas, 2 touchdown catches on the afternoon. From there, we hit Minneapolis.
Let's check on the Texans and the Vikings. 21-7 Vikings going into half. Let's hope the Texans come back, right? No, we don't want that. Come on, Vikings. Let's check on the Giants and the Browns. 10-7 Giants going into half. He said Darius, not Darian. It was Darius Slayton. Go. Great half. A great half there. Great half there for the for the Bulls. Sorry, I forgot what team they're playing. Even though this is my team. That's a fail. Yeah. Great first half there by the Bulls with Tajay Spears getting a touchdown reception and touchdown run. We are underway here for the second half. Her score 27-17 going into halftime, and here we go. That's Traylon Burks with the bringing it back. I didn't realize that was him doing that as well. Will Levis and the rest of the offense comes onto the field. Green Bay is leading the game in yards. The snap. Levis looks to throw. Drop back to throw. That is going to be caught by White again. And that'll be a gain of 1. And up to their own 28. And now we have someone from the Packers do push-ups as a celebration. Walking man at 25. And drop looks Spears. That is Spears will gain 6, moving them up to their own 34-yard line. Third and 3. Snap. Levis hands it off to Spears, and Spears will get the first down, and they will move to their own 39. That's a Omaha first down. Why did that? So Spears in the backfield. 3 receivers in the tight end. Levis hands it off to Spears. And Spears will gain 4. And they'll be 2nd and 6 up at their own 43-yard line.
2nd and 6 coming up here.
Here we go. 3 wide receivers near the closer. They handed to Spears again. Spears does not get it. Gains 5 up to their own 48. Levis looks to throw. That's caught by Ocampo. It'll be 4th and inches. 4th and inches at their own 49. Will the Omaha go for it, or do they punt? They're going to punt. They are going to punt, ladies and gentlemen. 4th and inches, and they punt.
Team is on now.
Punt did not go very far. They'll be out at the Green Bay 31. Here comes Marshall Lloyd and Jordan Love, along with the rest of the Green Bay offense. Here we go. The snap. Love hands it off to Lloyd. Lloyd, he will gain 3, moving them up to their own 34. Love drops back to throw. Well, that was caught, and we'll see. And that was brought. He brought down after a gain of 3 again, moving them up to their own 37. Lloyd in the backfield. Love changes plays, drops back to throw. That's caught. That's gonna be first down, moving them up to their own 43. Clock still rolls on.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Love drops back to throw. Caught. And that will be, and he's brought down after gain 3 there, moving them up to their own 45. 2nd and 7. That was Jarius Sneed, by the way. Yeah, that's right. That's right. He is now a Tennessee Titan. These are the updated rosters. Love drops back to throw. Throw is incomplete. I thought that was a catch and gonna be a touchdown. No, it is. No, it's just underthrow. It's throw too low for him. 3rd and 7. They changed plays. No, it looks like they may have flipped the play a little bit. Love the snap. Drops back to throw. Caught. First down. And they move up to the Omaha 45.
Completions they rely on in their passing game.
First and 10.
Roy Love drops back to throw. That's going to be caught and he's brought down after a gain of 5. 2nd and 5. And maybe another injury? No, not another injury, luckily. One wide receiver far off screen, the other one at the too far end of the screen. The snap. Throws it, caught, first down. That number 87 again. That is Dobes again. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's either Dobbs or Dobes. I don't know. Love. The snap. Hands it off. Brought down after a gain brings it down for a loss of 3. Kenneth Murray Jr. on the tackle for loss. He has a sack, 3 tackles, and now a tackle for loss. The snap. Love fakes the handoff. Waits. Throws deep. Knocked away. Incomplete. 3rd and 3. 3rd and 13, excuse me. 3rd and long, aka 3rd and 13. Snap. Love drops the throw. First down. That is Jaden Reed on the catch. And it'll be up to the Omaha 21, not quite in the red zone.
Still momentum to keep that defense on its heels.
There you go. They have the next play pick. Love changes plays. Snap. Love drops back to throw. Throw it over the middle is caught. And he will get all the way down to the Omaha 7. 1st and goal. Packers are in the red zone. The snap. Hands it off. Run it, and now will be a gain of 4. 2nd and goal up to the Omaha 3. 2nd and goal. Love snaps it. Hands it to Lloyd, who doesn't get in. Gain of 2 up to the Omaha 1. 3rd and goal. Do they run it? Do they throw it? The snap. They run it. 4th and goal from the Omaha 4.
Concern their kicker, Anders Thomas into the field goal zone. It's just 21 yards down the punt.
It's up, and it's good. 30-17. Green Bay Packers.
Pushes the lead up to 13.
So many of these players on the team consistency, but not kickers. They strive for perfection, and so far,
Kick is up,
just that.
and they receive it at their own 6. Brings it up, gets all the way up to the Omaha 28, and here comes Will Levis and the rest of the offense.
They struggle to produce it. To take possession here. Sharks out for the 1st and 10.
Will Levis drops back to throw. Looks for someone. Tries and gets a WWE style highlight spear. And does the sword animation. The Joe Garber's sword after a sack from Rashawn Gary and for a loss. For a loss of 10 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 20. Second and, or as some people may call it, second and forever. Levis drops back to throw. Looks. Can't find someone. Find someone. That's going to be caught. And that's Calvin. Not Calvin. That's Tyjae Spears on the reception. And that will be a gain of 13 up to their own 31. 3rd and 7. Snap. Levis drops back to throw. Looks. Tries to find someone. Can't. Runs. Gets it. And gets all the way down to their own. Gets all the way up to their own 45. Will Levis. Big run there. Levis throws it. That's caught by Hopkins, and they'll be gain at 8 up to the Green Bay 47. 2nd and 2. The snap. Levis fakes the handoff, throws it out of bounds.
We got
3rd and 2. Off the incompletion. They hand it to Spears. Spears runs to the outside, gets the 1st down. Up to the Green Bay 44. That is for Tyjae Spears. Another rush.
Okay, man, I can't resist. You had to meet at the old Jeans territory index